I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Yesterday, Monticello Mayor Gordon Jenkins stood next to the rubble that was once the Monticello Village Justice Court building. There, he defended his handling of the demolition project and what turned out to be the illegal dumping of some of the building rubble.
If you have facts, prove it. It was taken down because we wanted to do a recreation center, and we are still, I hope the board is, we need to renovate this building here too. Look at this building. It's an eyesore. It was board approved. What happened? He illegally dumped it in someone's backyard, and that's what spoiled the whole plan. And I had no part to that. Come on, how would I tell someone to illegally dump something? Come on. This is not my own private affair here. This is a village project.
Today, the mayor found himself under arrest. He and village building inspector James Snowden were charged with crimes related to the Village Justice Court building demolition last October. According to Sullivan County District Attorney Jim Farrell, both Jenkins and Snowden, quote, intentionally damaged the property of Monticello by the unauthorized destruction of a building, releasing hazardous material into the environment, end quote. That an apparent reference to asbestos. And the DA said Jenkins and Snowden hired a company to remove the debris for $5,000 with a promise to funnel them more village jobs. Both Jenkins and Snowden were charged with several felonies and misdemeanors, including bribe receiving, criminal mischief, conspiracy, and endangering public health, safety, and the environment. Jenkins, who was also charged with intimidating a witness, called today for a federal investigation, saying the indictment was, quote, definitely racial. Both men pleaded not guilty to the charges. Mayor's arrest coming only one day after he had pleaded guilty to a drunk driving charge. Now keep checking back here at Record Online for further information on this developing story. In Orange County, indictments were handed up today against the two teens arrested for killing an elderly Goshen woman earlier this month, then setting fire to her Green Street home in an attempt to cover up the crime. 19-year-old Devin Giordano of Goshen and 17-year-old Jennifer Molyneux of the town of Walkway were named in a multi-count indictment charging them with second-degree murder for the killing of 81-year-old Helen Mills, as well as burglary, arson, and conspiracy. Prosecutors say Mills died after getting repeatedly punched and strangled, and that Giordano and Molyneux then spread gasoline around the house and ignited it. The pair had allegedly targeted the house as a place to get money for drugs. Both are being held without bail pending arraignment in Orange County Court. It's probation, but no further jail time for Kevin Quick, the former volunteer assistant coach of the Kingston High School crew team, who pleaded guilty last week to statutory rape charges involving two underage girls who he had coached. Quick was sentenced to 10 years probation. He had served about 7 months in Ulster County Jail. The girls were 15 and 16 years old at the time. As part of the sentence, Quick will have to serve 400 hours of community service, pay more than $11,000 in fines and fees, and register as a sex offender. Orders of protection were also signed, barring contact between Quick and the two girls. The homicide death of 2-year-old Mason DeCosmo in the town of Marlboro, allegedly at the hands of his mother's boyfriend, is being used by advocacy groups as the latest example of why reforms are needed in the family court system. And Wednesday afternoon, several members of the Tri-State Coalition for Family Court Reform demonstrated outside the county family courthouse in Kingston. Members say stronger responses and better oversight are needed when proof is shown of unsafe situations and potential dangers to children.
It's one thing not to have rights protected, it's another thing to lose a case, but when children are placed in danger and judges are not doing anything about it, that's when oversight hearings are a must.
The demonstration came at a time when Louis DeCosmo, the biological father of 2-year-old Mason, said his son's beating death could have been avoided if a family service caseworker had taken his complaints about his son's past injuries more seriously. Orange County's projected $60 million budget shortfall, along with casinos and medical marijuana, the major topics during a speech by Orange County Executive Steve Newhouse to members of the County Chamber of Commerce this morning. Newhouse told the county's business leaders ways will be found to deal with financial problems brought on by past unrealistic budgets and sales tax projections and the depletion of county surplus funds. But while Newhouse says the strategy includes options like privatizing the Valley View nursing home and a county golf course, the alternatives won't include a massive tax hike.
I'm not going to allow the county to tax its way out of a hard decision, which is basically making difficult cuts. We're not going to put the blame on the taxpayers, whether it's the business community or the residents, to get out of this financial mess. We're going to pull up our bootstraps, and we're going to take responsibility, and we're going to straighten this county out, and I'm going to have a balanced budget proposed to the legislature in October 1st, and I believe that will be adopted and be the budget for 2015.
There's no getting around, there's going to have to be some layoffs.
I believe there's going to be some minor layoffs if everything worked out, but the legislature has to really look at where are they going to make cuts and what is the priority for government in Orange County. Do we need to be in all these different businesses that the private sector is doing?
Newhouse said 40 county employees have already signed on to the county's new early retirement package. Meantime, the county executive told chamber members that overtures have been made involving 3 different Orange County locations as possible sites for future medical marijuana grow businesses. More on that in a future edition of the Times-Herald Record and here at Record Online. Town of Fallsburg police have arrested a Mountaindale man on charges related to a marijuana grow operation that was found in the basement of his home. Arriving Town of Fallsburg police officers reportedly seized over 80 marijuana plants along with grow lights and a stolen shotgun. 47-year-old Wilfredo Ramirez is facing felony charges of criminal possession of marijuana and criminal possession of stolen property, as well as unlawfully growing cannabis. Anyone visiting the Walkway Over the Hudson today could have been among the first to ride the newly opened Walkway Elevator. The 21-story air-conditioned elevator officially opened to the public today. It provides a direct link from the walkway to the Hudson River shoreline, including Warriors Park and Upper Landing Park on the Poughkeepsie side of the Hudson. Officials say the $2.8 million elevator project provides easier access to the walkway for senior citizens and those with disabilities. And a spokesman with the State Office of Parks and Recreation says the elevator will further boost walkway tourism with a more direct access to the Poughkeepsie Railroad Station. Town of Ulster Police Department got the complaint from a local scrapyard. Officials from the unnamed business told police about fraudulent transactions that had been made on a business computer. An investigation determined that 30-year-old Michael Colon of Kingston, an employee of the scrapyard, completed false computer entries, allowing himself and an accomplice, 27-year-old Thomas Finch of Kingston, to steal an undisclosed amount of money. Both Finch and Colon were charged with felony grand larceny. Colon was additionally charged with falsifying business records. And this weekend is the 45th anniversary of the original Woodstock Festival, and an assortment of folks have been arriving this week in the town of Bethel to mark the occasion. Events are being held at locations along Route 17B in an attempt to recapture the peace, love, and musical spirit that attracted about 500,000 people to Bethel back in 1969. Campers have been gathering at Hector's Inn and on land once owned by the farmer who rented the nearby field where the original Woodstock was held. And besides the Hector's and the Yasgur's Farm events, Bethel Wood Center for the Arts, the location of the original festival, will be hosting events Friday to commemorate the 45th anniversary. There's more nice weather in our local forecast. Friday will be partly sunny and pleasant with the highs around 80 degrees, more the same to start the weekend. Saturday will be partly sunny and nice with temperatures again in the upper 70s to around 80. Well, stay informed by starting your day with the Times-Herald Record and stay connected to breaking news throughout the day right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.